Hello, everybody. Oh, I need to get my keyboard showing. Key B flat. C minor 7, 9. F minor 7. A flat over B flat. Play our chords. Know your chords. How are you doing? Welcome. My name's John Limcool. Hands together, head bowed, and a drink of water. So how are you doing today? Let's see what's going on in chat. Hey, Spice. 2 weeks in a row. Wow. I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for asking. Really great. Some fun things happened this week. I got to go see Herbie Hancock in performance. In fact, I was going to try to get that video. Let's see if I go like this. See if I can do this while we're doing the chat. I just got a new iPhone too, so it wants to do all sorts of settings, and nothing's set up right. You know, new phone, things have to get set up. But if I go over here, let me see if I can send this video to myself. It's an incredible new phone. I had an iPhone XS Max, which was great. For a long time, I loved it. I still love it. But I was ready for something that had, let's see, I think this is the video, so I'm gonna send that. I needed something, I do photography, and the whole appeal of the newer camera and stuff, had to check it out. And it's great. The macro mode and all that cinematic stuff is just wunderbar. Let's see here. So how do we do, let me see this one second. Let me go over here. We're going to turn that off for just a second so I can set something up here, and hopefully this video shows up. Yeah, there it is. So I can click and drag here. And then I can go to Logic. This is, if you guys live in California, Herbie's doing a concert. Herbie Hancock is doing a concert series. He was here in the Northwest. He's going to be in California. He's got a couple shows in Los Angeles. See him if you can. It was so inspiring to see this show. Check this out. See it here. Turn this on. Here he is at 81, my friends, with a synth axe, soloing and playing, and just incredible. Getting down. This is a Headhunters track, and check out the drummer in a minute. This goes off, completely off. Oh yeah. check out what the drummer's doing. I mean, try to count when to come in. The rest of the band comes in on spot, right? Anyway, he is so inspiring, and the music, and I mean, so many classic songs. And so when I got there, the ticket wasn't at will call. So their management, their people that were able to get a hold of Herbie's management, and they got me a ticket to come and see the show. I contacted Herbie, and he said, yeah, come, I'll have a ticket for you. So he got me a ticket, right in the middle of the seats, right in the middle of the stereo field, so the sound quality is just incredible. And the craziest thing, towards the last song, he's like saying, thank you, everybody, thank you for coming tonight. And he goes, and Skippy, I know you're out there, thanks for coming. I just about went, ah! So, and then I wrote a note and said, thank you for letting me come to the show, and that shout out was incredible. And he's like, he goes, well, you gave me shout outs in the live stream, so back at you. So it was pretty special. So if you get a chance, Herbie's got a handful of shows. Fly to wherever the show is, spend the night, make it an experience. I mean, you will not be sorry. The guitar player is incredible. The bass player has been with him forever. Bass player plays on Saturday Night Live. He's been the bass player there for like 20 plus years. The flute vocalist, she's just incredible. And that drummer, his name's Troy, I believe, or something like that. Unbelievable stuff. Oh, let me find out. I knew you guys were gonna ask. So Herbie Hancock live performance schedule. If you want to know where he's playing, here's his concerts. He's got a handful of shows left in September in Nampa, Northern California, and then Los Angeles. Oh, and they just booked one in Germany. Great. But the drummer is Justin Tyson. Unbelievable drummer. His fluidity, the speed up, slow down, and get back right onto the clock was just like incredible. Technique was just, I mean, if I let this track keep going, I mean, we're just starting up. It's not done. I mean, there's just nothing like live music, and so I've missed it so much. You know, we've all been kind of cloistered away, but get out and see music, and go see Herbie. You will not be sorry. Anyway, so thank you for coming. Thank you for joining us for this live stream. Taylor will be replying. He's replied a little bit. If you have questions, Taylor is here, and he's popped up, as you can see. Unify support at PlugInGuru.com is our tech support email. We also have forums for helping if you have any questions with our libraries for Unify, for Wavestate, for the Omnisphere, for Omnisphere 2, or Omnisphere. Some of you have Omnisphere 1. I still have libraries that work just with Omnisphere 1, although I don't think that exists anymore for the most part due to OS updates. I bet it works on some PCs, but on the Mac, if you have an updated operating system, it will say this plugin's too old to run. But forums.pluginguru.com, Taylor and myself are there checking out and seeing what's going on. And so, yeah, it's been really, really cool. So if you have questions, we are here this is all support. So the only reason I do these every week is to support you guys, to be here. My job is providing inspiration, and whether that's through sounds that you can buy from my website, or is from seeing how I work with stuff. If any of that helps any of you, then I will be here for 8 hours playing, you know, because that's what it's about for me. I want to point out, let me see, I had a train of thought for a second there and it escaped me. Where are we going to go next? I've got a handful of plugins to show you guys, including one that's really interesting for FM synthesis. Let's play with those first. Towards the end of this, I've been working on bonus patches for the library. We also have to talk about Halloween. It's time for the Guru Nation to start our discussion on Halloween. I want us all to contribute. Hey, Sonny. Good old Sonny, our friend in Arizona. He's the flute player on the incredible Native American flutes in Cloud City. So it's really cool that he is here hanging out. Got to talk about Halloween. I have a plugin to show you guys that lends itself to making monster sounds. And so I thought we could have a whole bank of wave sequenced monsters. But it's also really cool to put it on drum loops, other things beyond just your voice. But we'll take a look at that in a bit. But let's start with this. Like I was going to show you, I did this. This is really cool. I'm going to make some more treatments of the guitars because this is the 61 loops or the 61 samples across the keyboard. But and I've got a wah on the filter for this variation, and I'm going to actually give you access. Let's say we want to change this. We want to change that with a knob. Here's a parameter for those of you that want to get into using macro knobs. Let's do a tutorial on this really quick. This is LFO cutoff, right? And if you hover over this, I don't think it pops up the name of the parameter. But if we go to the knobs, we want to go to the second page, knob number 9. Let's go to the linked parameters. This is how you set up things. And that's layer 1. So you click the plus, you go to instrument 1, and here's Guru Sampler. And then you look down here for LFO cutoff depth right here, right? So we can give it the whole range. And that way, now it's going negative. If I don't want it to go negative, I just want it to go to 0. Right here is the current value. As I move this, you see the value change. But if you click one of the nodes, it shows you the value. And what's cool, this doesn't work with all plugins, but with Unify's own plugins where it can, you can double click here and type in a value, and that will move that node. Say I have a node right here. If I click this and I say -100, then boom, it sends that to -100. So now I have it set so it goes between a range of 0 and max, right? So now, at the same time you bring this up, it might be cool to make it more extreme. You can go to the sampler and also have the same controller change the filter cutoff. So that, let's see, if we reverse, and then that means the current value is right here. And as I bring up the intensity of the LFO, I want to bring down the intensity of the filter cutoff. That will make it seem like the range is wider and more noticeable. So check this out. So we can call this the LFO filter, FC, filter cutoff, LFO depth, okay? And hold down Option and hit Save, and I've now updated that patch. On the library, you cannot Option Save because the patches are protected, but you can go Save, give it a slightly different name, put something at the end for your initials or something like that, and save a variation next to it. And that way you'll be able to Option Save and edit and do things. But I'm working on the master file. These are all .omnisphere files. We'll make a couple other treatments. I want to make some other patches with you guys. We'll make some from scratch. So that should be fun. Oh, Alex, thank you. Yeah, I should point out, since I am a salesperson too, I always forget to do this, but go to PlugInGuru.com. I have a special gift for this weekend. I'm giving every one of you guys a $10 bill. to save on anything at the website except for the Chill Guitar Library because it's already $10 off. But everything else you can get $10 off, including Unify, with the promo code SAVE10WIN-WIN. I'll type this promo code into the chat. It's only for this weekend, September 25th, 2021. SAVE10WIN-WIN. You win, I win. So you guys get to save $10 on anything at the website, anything, except for the Guitar Library, which is a library that is new and it's already on sale. But everything else, you can go to all the products and add stuff to your cart. And when you go to checkout, just use Save10WIN-WIN and $10 falls off the retail price of the cart, whatever's in the cart. It's only good for one time. So use it carefully, find something you want, get some inspiration from some patches. And I thank you in advance for your, good question, Steven. So Steven asked a very good question about the LFO. I have it set to what's called unipolarity, which means it's only going in one direction, because bipolarity makes it go both minimum and maximum. And it's much harder to control where you want it to settle. It's really important when you're trying to do something like this with an instrument that the LFO, and I can show you how to set this up in other plugins, like say Omnisphere. We'll do a couple of things. But if I was to set this to bipolar, for example, see how it's going into the negative filter. It's subtracting far more from the filter because the LFO is allowed to go both positive and negative. But by setting it to uni, now wherever I set my filter cutoff, like I could let it be all the way down there, but I wanted to set, I'm determining with the filter cutoff where the resting point is, and then it's allowed to go above that, but not below that. That's what the uni versus bipolarity allow you to do. This is another way to see this and how it works is, let's say that we go to just the standard library, go like say saw, right? You can hear it here. Now bipolarity, it's going equal amounts positive and negative. And you can kind of get a similar result by bringing down the filter depth. And then it's just harder to control. If you have this set to uni, then it's only allowed to go positive. So now you can determine how far down into darkness you want it to go. Now, if we had Omnisphere, let's mute this layer. Let's add a new instrument layer. Click the little bullet right here. I can go to all instruments. I added to my favorites Omnisphere, so it's right there for me to just grab without having to go deep diving into 700 plugins list, right? That's what the plugin subsets are really, really cool for. Okay, go to layer A, which is on, turn on the filter, turn off the envelope, right? Now, the way to assign things in Omnisphere is to just right-click on the knob and say, I want to modulate this with an LFO. Boom, it's married to the LFO. Now, in Omnisphere, it's this little button right here. Over here it says unipolar, and you can change it, but over in the interface, it's only this little button. Without it, and you can actually see right here on the graphic, see how it's going above and below? Click the plus. You can see the depth controls how wide it is allowed to go into the brightness, but the bottom range is now controlled by where the filter cutoff is. So it's much easier to program a lot of things when you have access to doing this. If we were to look at Serum, let's go to Serum really quick. Favorites, Serum. And again, all you have to do here is go to LFO, click the little plus, and then drag over the filter cutoff. And they default to unilateral modulation by start. And then I think you have to click it have bipolarity? It might just be uni. It's far easier to program when you only have unilateral. Oh, you know what it is? You control click this. If you option click, I believe, or control option click, there's a way. That's right. It's what keys? There it is. It's option command. And it's trying to help me too much. I'm forgetting all my tricks. I haven't programmed a lot with. What did I do? Drive mix 100%. This is great. Okay, so let's bypass. Let's remove. And let's modulate it again. I think that you hold down a modifier. You hold down option. Yeah. When you do the connection, so right here, remove. If you just drag over, it. Oh, now it's set. It just, I guess maybe remembers the last you set it to. So if I say remove, if I hold down option and I drag, it's this way. If I hold down shift and I drag, no. Guys, what's the key command for that? I know somebody in the group has the knowledge for how to set that up, because I don't have it set. Oh, I bypassed it. That's what I did. See, I haven't learned all the tricks with Serum since all these updates and abilities have come out. But if you hold down certain keys, you can get it to where you tell it, and you can also do it after the fact. There's some sort of a key command. That's bypass. So if you hold down control or command and option, let's see. There it is. Found it. Option and shift. If you click on a modulation source that's been set up in Serum, you can change. Let's bring down our depth. You hold down option, shift, and then click this while it's set there. Now it's bipolar. Okay. So it just depends. In some cases, it's really nice. For example, inside of Guru Sampler, let's just call it Guru Sampler Initialized. If you use the pitch EG and you just go over here, you say, let's say custom, so we can control the shape of it. One shot, and then bring up the pitch. One shot means it's only going to play this one time. So now it's an envelope. And the resting note, because it's bipolar, is all the way down. But if we turn bipolarity to unipolarity, it stops when it gets to the normal pitch. Speed up the shape here. You can also speed up faster with rate. Where it's just absolute nail sharp, snappy attack. It's doing, in this case, 4 octaves. Sweep down in microseconds. And if this was, again, bipolar, it's going 4 octaves up to 4 octaves down from the note that I play. So if I play way up here, it's a whole different sound because it's shifting an individual sample down. So it's a cool effect. You can use it in different patches at different times. Yes. It also, as Steve was pointing out, you can use it on square shapes to have it only do an up pulse so it doesn't go down in the direction. LFOs are fun. They're super fun. It's great if you can get one that's got one-shot mode, things like that, to make it so that it can be used as an envelope. I can now use this. Check this out. If I want, I could bring down my filter cutoff. And then use this as an envelope for the filter. Just go over here to filter. And if we slow this down, if we add a couple points to this, you can now do we now have multi-segment envelopes, just like that. You know? Then speed it up. Turn off one shot. You know? And again, if you go to square wave shape, what's fun with this? So here's bipolar. It totally makes it go away when it gets to the negative value. So if you set it to unipolarity, again, it rests where the filter cutoff is set. And if you're at 100%, then you don't hear the LFO. So I do all sorts of programming tricks when I'm doing patches where I'll assign the LFO to do something and then bring the value that it's doing up to 100% so you don't notice it until you move a controller, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere there's LFO is there because it's masked into the maximum value doing nothing until you bring the cutoff down. So fun tricks with all sorts of things with LFOs that you can do like that, but good stuff. Okay, so yeah, so that is LFO and polarity, bipolarity, unipolarity. It just means whether it goes above 0 and below 0 or just stops at 0 and only is allowed to go positive. So yeah. Okay, so all right, I got something cool to show you guys. This is a really, really cool plugin. This is from our friends at Plogue. Let me get you to the website to them. Chip Synth OPS 7 just came out. It is by far the most accurate FM DX7 emulation I have ever heard. They have moduled the DACs of the DX7 to get the noise, to get that crunginess. I mean, it's incredible. On top of that, the interface is unique in that it is kind of like two DX7s in one. Let's go over here and call it up so you can see what it is. So the website address for those who are interested, it's plogue.com, and you can go to their actual main website, and you know, Chip Synth OPS 7 is right there. They have other synthesizers they have done. Just so you know, typically they're $99. Right now it's $49. So it's half the price that it will be when it is past its introductory price. So grab it if you want. Let me show you what it sounds like. It's the dirtiest. It goes far deeper into the waters of synthesis than anybody has done yet to try to model a vintage synth. Because the DX7 was famous for just sitting there and kind of having this breathy sound when you play it. So Chip Synth. If you go to the basses, check this out. Like, now I don't know if you're going to hear this translated as well as I hear it here. They have a B synth, so you can set up A and B being two different, excuse me, complete synthesizers. Each one has its own volume pan. Even you could even, excuse me, change the algorithm. Put this to the left side, go to the right side. Make it be a different algorithm. It has randomizing, where it randomizes both algorithms. You can click each operator, and up here are the parameters specific to each of the 6 operators. Those of you new to FM, the operators that live in this bottom row you actually hear. So if I bring down the volume of, let's see now, they've got A and B, so it gets tricky when you have A and B. So I'm gonna go over here and turn off B and turn on only A. Put it in the center. So you only hear layer 1, operator 1, and operator 3, right? Then everything above this, you'd consider this to be basically behind the scenes affecting the sound. If I turn these down, you're down to a sine wave, right? From 3. And they got effects on, I hear a chorus. We turn off the chorus, turn off the effects. And what's so fun with FM is bringing up this operator, and then this sound's gotten more complex. If you have something above this, it gets even more complex, and above that goes into complete just this digital high frequency land, right? But then you go to the envelopes, you can bring the so this one here also do a similar. Bring up some velocity on both of these. And this one. Hear all that schmutz? If you go to settings, they actually have the DAC. If you want, you can set it to 4-bit. You go over here to different DAC modes. So if you really want to chip it out, you can. They have some additional patches down here at the end. Some of these, let's see. Where were some of the single myths? Somebody done some screamers. Maybe these are the, yeah. So now they're using, I believe there's a unison mode. So you can get into and this is using both of the 2 A and B together. It's really cool. You can just deviate the parameters a little bit to be pan out left and right, and you have a really cool, very wide sound if you want it. It's great. It has full SysX implementation. You can transfer over DX7 patches, the matrix modulation if you want to work with adding assignments to control things. There's arpeggiator, which you can turn on. As well as chorus, delay, and reverb. So a lot to play with inside of this. It's very well thought out, and it sounds I believe they even have it so this is talking to a DX7, so they can talk back and forth. I haven't explored some of that territory, so this. Of course, they have those famous keyboard sounds that we all love. Oh my goodness. So off you go with all that kind of stuff. Nice. Wonderful synth. And yes, I'm playing the Korg keyboard. So it doesn't sound like I'm playing hammers at the same time like the Native Instruments keyboards do. What a difference a quality keyboard keybed makes. Okay, so Daniela asked, at the end of the stream, can you show something for the guys that have just a mouse and no MIDI keyboard? Make it more easy to notify. I don't play with a mouse and a keyboard, so that makes me look like I don't know how to play because I'm a keyboardist. So, you know, everybody needs to work on however they enter data into a computer when it comes to playing. I play keys, so I'm not going to sit here and click on the keyboard. I don't think that's of benefit. If you do that, it works. I don't think this goes into your sequencer directly to be recorded. You'd use the keypad or the physical keys in your computer. But again, I don't work that way. So it's really hard to ask me to do that and me to show that off with some level of authority and knowing what I'm doing, because I don't work that way. If I need to sequence something, I play it in. I don't do the dead mouse, click, 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 and adjust to make it sound like the chord I want. And there's nothing wrong with that. It works, totally works, but I don't work that way, so. Sorry. Okay, so that is plugin number 1. Everything else I wanted to show you guys in plugins were audio effects. One of them is the Destroy effects. This is a set of effects that have been around forever that were just updated. If you go to destroyeffects.org, they have, I would consider these experimental sound design plugins that do some interesting things. There's DFX, Geometer, Scrubby, Override, Transverb, Res, Synth, and Skitter. You click right here whether you want PC, Mac, or the source. It's great. If you want, I think you can contribute up here to their cause. I think they have some sort of a donation. Maybe they don't. But anyway, they have updated them to be all 64-bit, work with current DAWs and everything like that. And let's do this. I'll call up just Guru Sampler and sine wave. Because usually things that are audio effects, they do interesting things to sine waves. So I made a separate folder for Destroy effects. My goodness, buffer. You can see. Now, of course, the other place that's fun to play with these, let's do this. Let's set this up, and let's also go empty layer. Oh, we'll do this old school way. Okay, so we're going to go Guru Sampler. Let's call up, in the bonus, there's a drum kit. So let's go down here to drum kit, beast. And if we want to have a drum groove played by this, all you have to do is go right here, go arpeggiators, MIDI box. Let's say we want to go to the standard library. Click here to load. Drum. Any of these will work. Let's go to the beast grooves. Broccoli. Now, Let's add buffer override to this. And you can get into all sorts of you can trigger by MIDI. Which is very fun. Other destroy effects that are fun, geometer. You can click here to change the shape. With a 0 point. Just ways to get all sorts of broken effect things out of audio so it's not the same. Res Synth is actually super cool. This is one where we would probably go to Unify. Let's turn off, okay, we don't have transpose going. Let's just have it set to play only, so it doesn't transpose the samples, and no matter where I play, it's just playing one drum groove. And now Res Synth becomes this really cool you can get all sorts of release, sustain. This is if you're but what's fun is you can play it with the so we could go to this, and then let's go to Cloud City. Go BPM pad. BPM pads. Simple. Let's load this in, and now it's tuned and plays. So I have a drum loop that is being processed with Res Synth, and M is the MIDI input. If I turn that on, it's now played by MIDI to play chords. And set to 12 semitones. And then turn on another layer, which is actually just a single patch with MIDI box for synthy kind of things from Cloud City. And what's beautiful with Unify is I can open up this embedded layer and go through any patch in any library. So I could go down here to Repro 1, BPM sequence. Let's do this. Let's duplicate this and option drag to take it down an octave. And then go to the standard. This is gonna knock you guys out. Go to the leads. Let's go to our 64 voice, where is it? Monster. Load that into new Unify layer and take it down an octave or two. Let's see, minus 12. So you can build on all this stuff, and at the heart of it is Res Synth doing its thing. So that's pretty cool. Other effects. I think we've only gotten through what, 2 or 3 of them? Scrubby. Yeah. You're no longer playing with it clocked to the right thing. It can even see the duration super short or longer. You can go to the keyboard and I think have it controlled by freeze. So if you need to have that glitch kind of, I don't know what exactly is happening, the machine's kind of taken over. There you go. Scrubby will get you there. Other effects, these are free effects, by the way, so it's pretty fun. Skitter. They have all sorts of helpful information in the box here to tell you what's going on. Adding noise and glitch, again, glitchy fun stuff. And transverb. I wish this had presets. That's one thing that would be nice. There's a manual you can right click to see, randomize all parameter values. It's not really reverb. They call it transverb. Again, what's fun is sometimes taking something strange like this and then burying it in reverb. Go to reverb, add water verb at like 99. Right? And then put a high pass filter after this so you don't have all this nutty. And then just have that in the background of another groove. Let's go to, even Chill Guitar Phrases has all these really cool drum grooves. So you could say 4x4 Wrangler, load that. And now you have all this cool texture stuff. If this by itself, that's cool, but it's more fun to have something interesting and unique that you've made nobody else has. You just did it by using transverb into reverb and then filtering it in a certain way, you know? So destroy effects. They destroy quite well, don't they? Yeah. Let's see. Hey, Tim Dale is here. Hey, welcome, Tim. So that's those effects, and are very, very fun to play with. The last effect to show you is one from Krotos. This is an audio effect. Let's see if I can figure out how to, let's see, undo, control click. Let's see, I want to delete. Bye. I need to have Herbie go bye-bye. So let's say movie, remove the movie by Herbie. What a great show. Oh my gosh, I'm still like on a high cloud from that show. I'm gonna go over here and here we go. Oh my gosh. Let's see here. Away from that creature. So this is for doing fun things with your voice that you want to process into cool ways. Oh my gosh. And part of it that's really cool with this is that it's combining your voice with animal samples. So they have all these elephant, otter, horse, monkey, magpie. So when you combine this, testing one,
1, 2, 3, test. What's going on in my voice? Oh my gosh.
so funny. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Testing 1, 2, 3. The spread out stereo sounds really good. Testing 1, 2, 3.
I'm showing you this because we're coming up on Halloween. We need to make some new samples for the Uniscream version 2 for 2021. Those of you that don't have it, there's a free Halloween library from last year. We're going to make another library for this year. So you've got like maybe 2 weeks to make samples, and then I'll put them all together and get them to everybody, and everybody gets to make patches in Unify and play around with all the cool parameters and make vocoded monster whatever you want to do. But if you want something for Source to make something kind of cool, I thought this would be something to show you guys to get you thinking in that direction. This is Krotos. Now, if you go to the Krotos website, this is $99. If you go to the Plugin Boutique website right now, it's $50. So, and then they have Dehumanizer 2, I want to point out to give them props. This is their bigger, object-oriented, lay things out in a grid. It's got more control, even more monsters. But if you go to their products, to Krotos, to Dehumanizer Simple Monsters, and then I'm going to, while it's doing that load, I'm going to go over here to Plugin Boutique and go to Dehumanizer. Dehumanizer. Oh, this is a review. Do they have a go to the product page? Buy. So even here it says $99, right? But it was just $50. So let me see. I spelled it U-M-A-N. Not the review, but to buy. Oh, shoot. Okay, well, it was $50 a couple days ago, and I got it. I thought it was pretty cool, and it's no longer $50. Okay, well, sorry. I didn't check this morning to see if the sale ended, and apparently their sale on that ended. If someone finds it at a cheaper price somewhere else, let me know. Well, I tried. Thought it was going to be there. We're limited to making patches. You're limited in the patch making. Well, this is sample acquisition, so we're not making patches yet. If you want to start making patches, you're welcome to, but they can't use any plugins that don't come with Unify. So that means you go to the plus button here. Anything that says in Unify standards, that means you can use the Guru sampler, OBXD, DX, Digits, MDA, DX10, JX10, even the audio player if you want to play an audio file that you then are going to put vocoding on or something like that. Those are all available under the audio effects. All of these audio effects are available. Just don't use any third-party effects that people are required to buy, even if it's free. We want to make it so people, the library is free support for Unify, which means you only need to have Unify for it to work. So you can do anything with those. When it comes to samples, you have access to all of the samples inside of the Unify standard library, all of these different waveform categories for different libraries, and then the samples found therein of those. So you can use Some really cool ones that you might not know about. I use these a lot, and we'll probably use these when we do our Unify Guitar Chill programming in a minute. But these noises that are more than just normal noise are really, really great to use for all sorts of noise textures and stuff like that, right? So this is more than just noise, what you have right here to work with. So hopefully that. Oh, I didn't see that. Philip is mentioning the IK Multimedia Group by. Okay, do you have a link to that? Oh, here we go. I think if you go to ikmultimedia.com, 25 GB. Yes, I accept. So there's, oh my gosh, 17,000 participants, 5 days remaining. Get 15 free products. So study and read up here how it works. We're right here. Buy one, get 17 free. So that means you buy one IK Multimedia product and you'll get 17 for free. So that's pretty good. It will get up to 20 for free if 20,000 people. That's 3,000 more, so that's not that far away. Yeah, so, and so on up to our goal, 25,000 participants. And if 25,000 people buy one library, that's a nice little profit bump for September. Let me tell you, that's a good way to do it. So yeah, ikmultimedia.com/25GB. Philip, thank you for pointing that out. This is why I love this community. You guys all just, it's all sharing stuff for everybody. So that's pretty cool. So very cool. All right, so we need to make some bonus content. In a little bit, about 1 week, I'll release the final version of the Chill Guitar library. I could also show you, I'm working on the follow-up library for this. If you want, I can show you how I'm working on that. That might be kind of fun. But let's do this for a little bit. So I want to make a couple other, here's what I have. I have the guitars with just the normal guitars, right? Let's see here, get faster. Now this, this is the, why is this showing up the variation? It shouldn't be, there should be no variation, clear variant, update. There. Oh, I see, because, let's see, what did I do? Might have messed this up. Okay, this is not right. Set this to all samples. Now, what I'm going to do, because I think I broke this is, you're going to see some voicing tricks and stuff along the way here. So I'm going to go to the knobs, knob 8. I'm going to go over here and say, copy this knob. I'm going to go to phrases, and paste the knob. And I do need to have this pointing at the text for this. So we'll go update. So if this is, it's not supposed to be doing that though. I'll have to look at this to make sure that I have it set right. But notice the other ones, we don't have a phrase. Even if you turn this on, I think I just didn't save it with the phrase access. So go over here, say clear, update. That's 65 beats per minute. Okay. Oh, my keyboard's not working. So I have the straight presentations, and then I'm going to make a whole bunch of variations. There's one called One Phrase, which is set up with the setup. can spin the knob and just have one sound across the whole keyboard. Anywhere you play, you get it. But now the chill guitar wah, this is the one with the wah. And I kind of had an idea. I wanted to do one where I had different rates of the wah. And then like you could use the mod wheel to cycle. I might change this just for this one example. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna say initialize so that the modulation wheel isn't changing the effects on this one. And I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna say duplicate this layer. And let's go over here and instead of 8th note, set this to 16th notes. I'm trying to think if I should do this as a pulse. I might do it as a pulse. For a different variation, this is going to be a pulse down. Right? Because I can get more defined tempo. And let's duplicate this one more layer. Now, I'm going to make it so that it only plays one of these three at a time. And that's thanks to inside of the link parameters. We're going to go over here, instrument mix level. I'm going to add another one, going to the second one, mix level, and to a third one for the mix level. So I have all three layers so I can control the volume. If I go and I right click here, I can say load curve preset. That's right, I didn't have the curves. I hadn't loaded the curves. Hey, Shane. Let me see if Shane is around. Oh, I think I might have him in Dropbox too. Let me see. We have these presets that were installed, I believe. Unify step curves. So here's this file. If I go over here and I drag this over Unify, say OK, there. Now, I'll put this up because I don't know if you guys have this. We've made these, so now when I go to load curve presets, I now have all these options for step presets. You should have these if you're following along at home. When you go to the link parameters and you right click and say load presets, you should have these 3 steps. So I can say 3-step curve, right? And I can go over, or I could actually do it this way. I could right click and instead of the 3-step curve, let's say this is step 1 of a 3-step curve, and go over to number 2 and say this is load curve. This is number 2 of a 3-step curve. And then go to the third one and say this is load number 3 of a 3-step curve. And just like that, I now have it so I can cool. Let's do this. Let's put a little delay that everybody's going to go through. I'm going to change it to be at the very beginning of this order. Okay, can you guys see that? Hey, Shane. So let me know, do you guys have those presets? Oh, dehumanizer. That's right. That's right. It's at ADSR that it's on sale. Thank you for that. So if you go to ADSR, that's where I bought it. In fact, now that I think back to you got it. Let's see if we go to Humanizer. Not sound, software. Wait. Yeah, so they have it right here under software at ADSR Sounds for $49.50. Yay! It's still on sale. So it's ADSR that has the promotional price for Dehumanizer. There you go. Thank you so much. James, hands together, brother. Thank you. Okay, so guys, I'm gonna try. Hi, Ivar. Yes, we can do that. It's not a problem at all. All you do is use multiple layers with different DX7 patches, and you can download the TX 816. I've seen a couple places where the libraries exist. Let's see. Let's bring down the delay just a little bit. This is more of an effect to have with a groove. Like if you have a drum groove going on with this, I think this might be a little bit more interesting. So let's say, let's load this. Yeah. Right, so yeah, you can cycle now between the 3 different tempos. So we'll save this as mod wheel. Yeah, I need more character space, don't I? Guitar phrase, mod wheel, pulse. Mod wheel pulsar, there you go. And I gotta call it 085 so you know that this is the 85 beat per minute version. Save as save. So this is the mod wheel pulsar. And I'll clean it up. I'll do a little bit more probably to it before it goes out to everybody. So Ivar asked if it's possible. So let's do one. Let's make a big DX7 sound that's like a DX7 of God kind of a sound. So let's go over here to keys and call up something. Let's lose the 2 Guru sampler layers. So we just have FM synthesis. I'm gonna go over here to the curve, make it a little bit more. And then say duplicate. And go to this DX, go to the cart. It's not letting me go to the cart. Cancel. Okay, what's going on here, guys? DX, cart. Huh. Interesting. I haven't seen it do that. So let's go over here to standard DX. There we go. Currently loaded cartridge, and it's not showing my database. So something is not quite right with DX. I don't know what it's doing. It's doing that. Should be show cart. And it shows you everything with the browser, but for some reason it's Oh, there they go. Yeah, okay. So we could go to all the web. It's just really, really slow. Interesting. Yeah, so there's something going on with this configuration for some reason where the DX is really slow. So I'm not going to keep working with it that way. Let's do this. Let's go init, instrument DX, and it's working fine. So that's strange that it was doing that with, let's see, get rid of here. Let's simplify it even more. And it's fine. So it's just having a bad moment. Needed coffee. Didn't have its morning coffee, so. Let's open up DX. Go to all the web. Go to someone here that's got a whole bunch of stuff and go to keys or electric pianos. See what we have. We take 7D. Keys, keyboards. Let's try that, but take it up an octave. Now, it just so happens I have some of the TX-816 libraries here, so we could go duplicate another layer. Just get slower. And here I have the TX-816 patches for each of the 8 modules. I actually plan at some point to make a TX-816 library. Cancel. Let's call up the electric piano from this bank. Let's actually double click to load this bank into here. And let's add one more where we add another TX module. Double click, click each one of these. It seems to slow it down. It's rather interesting. Notice now it's slow. So, okay, we won't do that. We're stopping at 3. Not bad. Now, what I would do to this DX, this oscillator, this operator is, as I go up the keyboard, you notice it disappears because the frequency range gets to a certain point. It just disappears. So there. And there's some modulation going on here. Let's bring that down a little bit. More velocity sensitivity. I didn't want to get into a whole FM programming session here, so. Let's see how we can turn this into a chill piano. We would probably want to add some sort of cool ambience. Let's go to the auxiliary. I love from patches. These are combination effects. So you can call this up. This is reverb and delay. So bring this up. That's cool. Maybe let's add a little pad to this. And I could go making one from scratch. Let's do it from scratch. Everything from scratch. So empty layer. Let's say we want to use Guru Sampler since we have 4 FM synths playing, 3 FM synths playing. Let's add the full flesh filter. So we want to bring it down an octave, minus 12 semitone. Let's bring the filter cut off the slope. I'm gonna find a resting point. Make sure the decay is long enough that it's nice. That's a good start. The pad sound needs a little more to give it motion. Water verb is wonderful because this reverb had motion in it. Okay, so let's call this a keyboard sound. I want to check a couple things. I want to make sure that if I go to parameters, that I'm using the 24-bit version of DX for all 3 DX layers. It just sounds nicer. Okay, good. All using the 24-bit. Modern 24-bit. I want to find, there's one that's, I want to get a little bit more velocity out of this to bite. Yeah. That might be nice. Yes, I talked about the chip synth OPS7. Showed that already. Now, if we want to turn this into a little bit not so clean and pretty, let's go to the master effects and we just had a crash. Bummer. Okay. That hasn't happened in a while, but DX was definitely test. Okay. Yeah, DX was the culprit of that because it was slowing down, the graphics stopped and lost it. I was like, I gotta save this. I didn't save it in time. Oh well, that does happen. So go chill guitars. But you heard, we can get there. I'll make a similar kind of a pad. I was gonna show, we can do that to an existing patch. Let's see with this. If we wanted to, let's just do this. Let's add that pad back really quick. Go to Guru Sampler, probably to Plucky Klamath. That gets me into the ballpark, and then I can just reshape it to be a pad. And I wanted to be a little bit more strong slope on the filter. Nice. Now maybe I want a different DX7 sound. So let me save this before we do anything. So we're gonna call this save keyboards. This is FM Gentle Waters. Okay, so we'll go save as save. So that way I have it backed up. Now let's take this DX part and let's duplicate the layer. Oh wait, that's not it. That's the Rhodes. Right here is the DX. So go DX, duplicate the layer, open it up, go to the carts. Here's the factory ones. Something going on with the level. Bring it down just a little bit. Okay, and then let's drag this DX so it's up there combined with the other one. Let's pan them like minus 50 plus 50 so we get really, really wide piano now. And get our levels matched. Maybe I'll go to this other piano. Make sure I'm on the right one before I... Yeah. I want this to be brighter and have more attack, so we go to DX. See what's going on with our rates, and notice our algorithm. We've got 2 operators at the bottom, so we hear those, and then 2, 3, 4, and 2, 4, 5, and 6 are the modulators. So we could go to 2. That's not the one I want, so I want to get there. Now combine that. A little strong, but we can tailor that. So probably 6. That's where all that growl comes from. Yeah, that's with 2 DX. I don't need 8 to do a nice thing. Go over here, add a little BPM drum to the whole thing. All right, so let's turn this into a BPM split thing. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna say copy this layer, get rid of this layer, and save my keyboard sound. Now, one thing that's cool is when you copy a layer, when you go up to layer, this is now active, say paste layer. Whatever you copied is they're just waiting for boom to be added again, right? So let's look at the drums for a minute. I want to fix them just a little bit. Let's shorten the reverbs. And there's two reverbs together working in conjunction to get. Okay. That kick doesn't work quite right when we're going to do the big jam. It's great if you're doing like a song with singing and stuff. And so let's use transpose. Okay, bring that resonance. And let's do tuning. There we go. That'll sit better. Right? Now, because it's going to be a BPM split, I'm going to hold down Option, turn everybody down just like maybe 4 dB. Okay. Now I need to do the note distribution. I want this bass drum, the kick groove and all this stuff to only play on low C, right here, down here, right? So I right click on the top range for that and say C. And then the piano part, all of these patches, check this out. I can right click on all of them and then play C. And by doing that, that changes all 5 layers so that none of them play down here in the left hand. And then we need to go over here to our transport and to this top range for watching the clock and also tell it only to follow C. So then I can go up here to the drum groove, change this to be latch mode and turn it on. And then I need to go up here to and set this to MIDI latch. And it's working. And now I need a bass sound, right? So we gotta make a bass. So let's go over here. Let's do something fun with one of the synths we don't use a lot. Let's go new instrument layer. Let's save this before we get too far. So this is a BPM split. And this is just this is Gentle Waters with the BPM split, okay? So we go, this is gonna be called a BPM split. And save as, I'm gonna say lock master effects, save as, and save. So now I have this new empty layer. I need to right click and say B for the bass. So whatever I add here, and I also want to say for the low note, instead of C-2 to go all the way down the range, right click and say C sharp. So that way I got this note for the drums. And then let's go over here. Let's use something like, let's play digits. That sounds cool already. This has a funky interface. It's phase distortion synthesis. So you're playing a lot with these skew parameters, duty cycle. There is a filter over here which you can Change the waveform. You have the mix. You can add FM. Let's make it to be mono glide. Cool. Now I might add, I want to focus the low end a little bit more. We have this really cool effect from MDA called loudness. So now we have a cool motiony bass. Got a little detuning action to it because of the fat parameter, which is like I think it's a unison it's doing. Now I need to get the guitar grooves into this whole thing. So there's a couple ways to do this. I'm gonna do it the cheating way because I don't want to spend years doing this stuff, right? So if I go over here, let's say I want like 100 beats per, or at 75, okay, we'll do 75 beats per minute. So go 75, select, and say copy this layer. And I can now go to Gentle Waves, which is spelled wrong. I'll have to fix that for the final version. And paste, go layer, paste layer. That will give me the guitars. Move them to the top, and that should set them up. Oh, let's see here. They didn't go to the top. Here, all the way to the top, please. And they should be set for the note range. Let's bring the drums up here. Okay, so we're getting there. We're getting there, right? So let's go save. I'm gonna fix my name because I messed up my name. Update. So that way it's updated the file so that it shows up. Now, if I being the OCD guy I am, I'm going to right click, reveal in the Finder so that I can fix the name in the Finder as well. If you do this, where you fix patch names in the Finder, make sure click another patch, hit the little lightning bolt to refresh the browser so that it updates so that it knows that patch name. Now you can select it again and everything will be beautiful, and it's now connected to the file with the correct name. Now we're not there yet. We got a couple more things to do. So let's go to the 75 BPM and let's go to the knobs. I need to get these knob assignments to that other patch. How do you do that? You go over here, you go save macro definition, and I have many macro definitions for things. I'm just gonna call this live stream guitar knobs. How's that for creative? Save. And I can now go back to, where is it? My Gentle Waves. Go to the knobs, see how they're not assigned? Go over here, say load macro definition preset. And let's see here. Go over here. There they are, live stream guitar knobs. Boom. Now they're all working. They're assigned pretty much the same. Now, some of the effects might not be set up. I might have to go back and make sure that I've got distortion, but yeah, I don't have the same. Okay, so we're doing the whole thing together. So Save by holding down Option and saving, going back to 75, and here it is, swanky amp. So we go over here, we say, copy the layer, and then we go to Gentle Waters, and we say paste that layer, and that takes that layer, and let's make it be the first auxiliary effects, so that way it shows up in a sign. Oh, it's still looking at 2, so we want to change this to be 1. And then what else is going on here? Something isn't right. Direct send down, mix level up. I'll probably have to have the auxiliary send for that go up as well, I guess. So I got a little bit of cleaning up to do. The other thing I could do to make this nicer, see how all of these are for that piano sound, right? So let's do this. Let's get rid of them. Ah, Skippy, what are you doing? Get rid of them, go to the key, Gentle Waters, right click and say load as a new Unify layer. Set the low note to C. And just like that, we now have the same sound. If I open this, it's boom, all the patches and the master effects if I want them. But instead of being 5 layers and all that stuff and making it messy, it's now just 1 layer. So I've consolidated it. Option save. The other thing I need to do is go to the save page, and this is where you go to the variant. If you work, you guys aren't quite yet to the point of using samples a lot. I'm going to be helping you out there in the future with that. But you'll be getting into where you're using these text files if you want. Now that I've selected that, so we now have it so we can see by moving the knob. Now, if I want to have the distortion hooked up, let's do this. Let's Option save. Let me look at 75 really quick for the distortion knob. Yeah, there were all these parameters assigned to it. So let's do this. Let's go copy knob, and let's go to Gentle Waters and paste knob, and see if we get closer. Oh wait, not guitar volume. I want distortion. Copy knob, right? Copy knob. Go over here where it says distortion. Go paste knob. There. Closer. Oh, it's looking for here for the distortion. Plug-in 2, distortion. So this doesn't need to be there, but this distortion. Let's reroute that just by click here, replace, auxiliary 1, distortion, the effect, swanky amp. Plug-in 2. Or maybe plug-in 2 was a different effect. What was going on in 75? Distortion. This was going to insert effect 2. Oh, that's the drums. That doesn't even matter. Okay. Anyway, so we've got a little bit. I'll tweak this more when I'm not on screen. Oh, you know what it is? I don't think I have the preset for swanky amp the same. So we can go to 75. Go over here to the little dot. Go operations. Copy plugin state. Should have done this, but for some reason it doesn't sound the same. So go back to Swinky Amp, operations, paste plugin state. Yeah, it's not the same for some reason. Forget my E minor, C major 7 transmissions. Anyway, so that shows you an idea of how to do this stuff. Odd question. Do you have PlugInGuru shirts and stickers? No, I want to do that. Probably before Christmas time, I want to have some Unify PlugInGuru hats and stickers. There's all sorts of ways to do that kind of stuff. You guys are having some good discussions here. Good, good, good. How do you say moog, moog? I mean, Michelle says moog, so the daughter calls herself that. All right, so let's make something else. Some more chill pads. I wanted to make more chill pads, right? Let's use these same sounds or the same rhythm and but make it more like in your face and a little bit harder. So we first have this nice pad. We don't want that. This is not necessarily designed for nice, what I'm gonna do. This is more short. Like that. Then let's solo. Okay, get rid of you. Solo, we're just... And I think I want to copy this whole thing. So let's do this. Go operations, copy the plugin state, go over here, give myself a MIDI box under that synth part, and then go right here and say paste plugin state. So they're both. Let's shape it. Go to 2 to 1. Let's go 4 to 1. Okay, let's do 1-1 but different pattern. So we have rhythm pattern. That's kind of cool. So this is chill pad 6. Save as chill pad 6. Save as save. And I need to turn off the solo button so it's there. So the way to test this is to go to one of the grooves. Let's say 110 beats per minute for this. Find a groove. And instead of, all I'm gonna do is open up this fourth layer, because as you can see, the bar is for the right hand. And instead of that patch, let's go down here to chill pad number 6. And I want to be actually, let's see. That's cool. That's cool, but I think we need a dark one too, just sine wave, because so much of chill is about just siney, dark, poppy stuff, right? So let's do this. Let's take this right hand part and let's turn it into sine waves. You see what happens. Let's go to more pure warm sounds. Let's go to this. And instead of stabby for this third part, let's make it really smooth. Let's look at these each. That's cool, but I'm gonna give it let's give it a little wah. Let's bring up the resonance to emphasize that. I'm 20 minutes over? Holy cow. See, this is what happens when I start making patches. Time disappears. Here, instead of delay, I want this to be a reverb, so it's like a little splash. Just a simple hall reverb. They're just a little. And let's see, maybe I'll make this even more varied with a different MIDI file. Let's go to the snappy one. Let's play with our different MIDI files. Oh, you know what? I think it's being sent. Yeah, it's being sent. There we go. Yeah. It need to be more dry. I like that a lot. So let's go save as number 7. Save as boom. That's cool. I like that one a lot. It just gives you a little bit of a hi-hat kind of an effect from the keyboard sound instead of the drums, which is kind of cool. Okay, so we'll save this as this is a 75 beats per minute, right? No, 110. 110 BPM split. What should we call this? Guys have any patch name ideas? Yeah. We'll just call it Columbaville. I'll probably put a BPM bass with this. Ah, that gets me the good chili. Let's call it chili strut. We're strutting on this one, right? Right on. It's a strut. We're strutting. Okay, save as, save. So all of these patches, the bonus patches, plus everything else in the library I've shown you guys, this will all come out October 1st, okay? Googons. I like that. Okay, cool idea. I also want to point out it's not a library yet, but if you remember, I worked with a wonderful programmer that made a whole bunch of really cool patches known as Celestial Dreamer for the for Cloud City. All of these, like Zen Garden, he did a lot of the samples and stuff for that. Let's see if I can find something. I think it just goes by Celestial Dreamer, right? So if I go Celestial. Yeah, so all of these are patches that he made. The Euclidean well, he sent me a really interesting bunch of sounds that we're going to turn into a library called Outpost for Halloween. And you got to hear some of these. This is really inspiring stuff. This is a library of dark, this needs to be down like 2 octaves to really get to where you appreciate it. And then to go through the samples, there's all sorts of dark environmental beds. Cool special effects. We might even put some of these into the Uniscreen 21. But we'll also make a really cool library of just dark ambiences for Halloween to sell for you guys that want to have. It'll be insane when we get done with it. So I'm really excited. Bye, Shane. Good to see you. Have a nice goog. So, and these samples will be available in a format so that you can use them inside a granular synthesis, which is where they really take off into some cool stuff as well. Oh, the promo code for $10 off anything at the Guru site is SAVE10WIN-WIN. That will save you $10 this weekend until Sunday night. So There's another library coming I can't even show you yet that I can't wait. It's going to be really, really cool later in October as well. So all sorts of fun stuff is coming in October for this. I'm also working on 2 other libraries converted to Wavestate. For those of you guys that own the Korg Wavestate, that will be coming out probably October. We'll see. Takes a while to make these libraries and get them all converted, but Taylor is assisting, and yay! All right, he's there. All right, there you go. Thank you, Experience E Studios. Yeah. So this whole library has. I'm not even ready to really like dive in and show you more other than the fact that it's really cool. And they just go on forever, some of these sounds. Let me take that down an octave. Isn't that nice? So all these drones, there's, I mean, all sorts of stuff. So this will be a fun little thing we'll release. All sorts of crazy stuff. So that's in the works. All right, we made it to 2 hours, guys. Wow. I could go longer, but we should stop. So anyway, I will continue to make patches through the week. We are currently at, what's the grand total? Go to reveal in the Finder. The library is currently at 140. It will easily be over 150 for the final library coming out October 1st. I will release it to everybody. So be on the lookout for a little email telling you about that. Yeah, we need beautiful ambiences, you know? I mean, you won't believe I've only shown you a piece. I don't know what to show you, so I'm not showing you the best of the stuff yet, you know. But let's do our shout outs from wherever you are. Shout out from Portland, Oregon. Philip's already on the top of the wave. He's doing the shout out from Canada already. Nice. I hope you guys got some good inspiration, good food for thought. I want to point out one more time because it's so cool and because Sound Author is here and he's a friend of mine. So if we go down here to Plogue, this is such a cool synth. If you really want that, I can't do both at the same time, talk and load plugins. Such a cool synth for that vintage vibe. I believe under basses, the lately bass is here. Where is it? There's somewhere I saw lately. Let's see, is it down here somewhere? Brass string, all these really cool. I mean, it's so FM, it just... Cool. So, for what it is, it's the most accurate FM synth. Love the FM synth. There's a pop song right now that's got a brass line. Da-da-da, da-da-da. I'd have to play. Let's see if I go over to Spotify. That's in the top of the charts. Top 50 of the USA is Industry Baby. Yeah, that's.
Baby bet, ayy, couple racks.
Was it?
Ayy, couple Grammys on him, couple blacks, ayy, that's a fact.
See, I'm. There. You know, so that kind of brass is it's got that kind of vibe to it, you know, it's really nice. So I love the synth. It's really, really cool. If you like that vintage FM vibe. So, okay. Again, I could stay here all day. Some cheap sounding brass came back into fashion. Yeah, it's coming back, man. It's in the pop circuit targets, so get ready for cheesy brass to make its way back. Anyway, thanks for joining. Good to see you all and chat and hang out. Single bass folder for the lately bass. Let's see. Single bass. Oh, single bass. I think so. Yes, here we go. From the good old DX9, right? You know that schmudge? Just so ugly. It's perfect. Okay. Be well, guys. I'm out of here. We'll see you in the next live stream. Be well, be inspired, and don't forget you can save $10 on anything at the website with the Save 10 Win-Win. Only until Sunday night. So you got like 36, 48, let's see, yeah, 36 hours from now or so. All right? Schmutz. Exactly. That's schmutz. All right. And on a schmutzy note, be well. See you guys later.